Hello everybody, welcome back to another amazing episode on Life with Mokes. Today I'm just going to be speaking from my heart. I know I said I was going to release a postpartum video. You get that video the upcoming week because this is just this has taken precedence in my mind, and I just wanted to share one or two things. So this is not going to be as bubbly. This is more just a solemn I guess admonition to everybody out there that's single or that's married and going through one abuse or the other. So over the last, I guess, like week or so, we heard about the minister of God, Minister Osinachi, that was abused and killed by a husband who kicked her hard on the chest and caused her to slip into a coma because she had like a blood clot or something. I'm not too sure, but something around that line, and it's been extremely sad because this woman has 4 kids, and also she had like a wonderful ministry and she had like her whole life ahead of her, and it's been so painful, so hurtful. However, I just wanted to just kind of shed a little light here on some of the reasons why I believe that before we get married, we need to think deeply. The first thing I'm going to say is that marriage is not an achievement. And I cannot emphasize this enough. It's not an achievement. You know how people go around and then, they flaunt their spouses and then they post online, put all this couple goal pictures and whatever, take cute videos together, and it's like, oh God, when and everything. Yeah, people can say that for fun, but when you think about it on a deeper level, you realize that when people say that, it's because somewhere in their hearts they actually really think that this marriage is a destination whereby when I get there I'll feel fulfilled, or I'll feel like a sense of achievement, I've done something, now my life can begin, now my life makes sense. But I've come to tell you that marriage is not an achievement. Marriage does not fulfill you. So if you're single out there, yes, marriage is beautiful when you find somebody that, loves and respects you, someone that will help you fulfill your destiny, someone that will treat you like the queen that you are. And for the men, vice versa, for a woman that will submit to you, that will love you and honor you as you honor and respect her and love her as well. It's beautiful. However, more times than not like that, than as we're seeing, it feels like a lot of people just rush into marriage out of desperation, and they don't take time to know these people. You don't take time to get to know this man or this woman. I'll be talking more from the woman's perspective because women, according to statistics, have like a higher chance of being abused in their marriage, especially because women are weaker physically most of the time, so it's very easy for them to be oppressed and be physically abused because they're not as strong as the men. So I said all that to say that sometimes there's this rush, there's this I need to get this done as soon as possible, I need to get married, and then you don't take time to look at the red flags, look out for little things like how it treats you, how he treats your family, how he treats your friend. Sometimes he might treat you like an angel. He might be like, oh wow, the most perfect man. He would open the door for you. He would buy you things, send you gifts, say all the sweet words. But then when you look at how he treats other people, like maybe when you go to a restaurant, the way he treats the waiter, the way he talks to other people, the way he behaves when he gets angry, these are things that you need to look out for. Yes, I know that sometimes it's very easy to date for 6 months and get married, 3 months get married. However, it's a very dangerous thing to do because time usually reveals the true character and true nature of people. So if you get into a relationship because you feel like, oh, I'm too old, and there's this pressure on you, you feel like you need to rush into a marriage, and then the time that you would have taken to kind of evaluate this person's character, to test the patterns, to see how they react over different scenarios and situation, it's all just rushed into maybe 3 months, you get married, and then you start saying, oh my God, I didn't know this about you. That's not really the case, right? It's because you didn't really take the time to sit down, and have meaningful discussions. Also, like, give it time to see the true character of this person. So yeah, the first thing I said is marriage is not an achievement. Second thing is you don't need to rush into marriage. Take your time when you're dating. If you do find somebody that you like, take your time. Make sure that you test their character. Make sure you have enough time to see them react in different scenarios and situations. It's very important. The third thing is, if you're single, desperation is a no. Regardless of how old you are, even if you're 35, I know that some people say, yeah, you're saying that because you're married, but that's not true. The truth is that when you get married and you are in marriage, you find out that there are lots of things, lots of hurdles, lots of obstacles, lots of challenges that you face even while you're married. And the truth is, if you don't have the right mindset when you get into marriage, you'll be so disappointed. But I don't want to veer. So I was saying, don't be desperate, regardless of how old you are. If God has said that, this is the person, I don't believe that there is a one, but I believe that God looks at us and then he sees people who are good fits and brings them our way. So if God has seen someone that's a good fit for you, he will bring the person in due time and season, and the person will help you fulfill destiny. The person will be a plus, an addition, will make your life better. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people end up rushing into marriage, and then they become so miserable. They become so, so sad all the time. They lose weight. Someone that was, fluffy before, that was all bubbly, now all of a sudden she's so quiet. She's thinking all the time. She's tired. She's frustrated. She's angry, all the time because she's married wrong. So I just came here to just really encourage everybody. You don't have to get married at a certain age. There's no number. They say, biological clock, if you don't have kids at this time, but you can adopt children. If anything, you can do IVF. There are so many measures now. There's surrogacy put in place to ensure that even if you're not able to have kids on your own, you can still have kids of your own. You know what I mean? So there is no reason why at this point in this 21st century anybody feels pressured to get married. Let me let you know that things that you see on the media, they are just a little fraction, a tiny fraction of the reality of the lives of people. No one is going to come out and put their, me and my husband are arguing, let's record ourselves. No one is going to do that. People will put their best foot forward. People will, most of the time, record the things that are pleasant for the eyes, right? Because these people are also trying to, most of the time, gather followers or make a source of livelihood, or whatever it is, get fame from their channel or from their Instagram profile or Twitter or whatever it may be. So they're not going to put their dirty laundry out there. So the fact that you think that this person, these people are always kissing, always putting cute pictures, does not mean that they don't have arguments. Ask yourself, when you live with somebody, right? When you live with a particular person, is it possible to not have arguments? No matter how calm you are, how put together, how easygoing you are, you will clash at some point, because that's just how humans are. So if that happens with you, why do you think that the other person will be different? The grass is usually never greener on the other side, right? So please, this desperation of wanting to get married, of wanting to, just be in a relationship, by all means, please do not fall for it. And lastly, I'm going to talk about if you're in that situation as a single person where the guy, even if he's not hitting you, if he's raising his voice at you, constantly talking down on you, oppressing you, making you feel like you're nothing, treating you like dirt, please leave the relationship. It's not by force. It really is not by force to be in a relationship with somebody. If the person doesn't appreciate you, doesn't see the value that you bring to the table, leave the relationship. If the guy raises his hand to hit you, what in God's name are you still looking for? Leave the relationship. I do not care whatever it is that you're going through, whether financially or God would sort you out. You would find help. It is not, God does not put, the way God provides is not through only one person. If somebody is helping you and they feel like, because of that, they want to be Lord over your life and they want to trample upon you and make you feel less of yourself, let me let you know that God will send somebody else. So whatever the reason is, if it's sex or you're getting sex from the person, premarital sex, leave. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're ashamed and you're full of guilt and shame. God forgives. God loves you. He calls you to repentance. His love for you doesn't change. He's going to accept you always. His arms are open forever. His love is constant. So don't let, because I've slept with this person, or even if you had a child for the person, it does not matter. God is still able to bring somebody your way that will love and treat you with respect. Now I'm going to talk about if you're in an abusive marriage, you need to separate. And that's the truth about the matter. People can have different opinions, but you need to leave that situation. Leave. Even if you don't feel like you want to get divorced, you need to run to safety, especially when children are involved. In fact, it doesn't even matter whether children are involved or not. You are a human being. God has a purpose for your life. Why would you stay and let somebody kill you and cut your life short? You know? So if you're in a situation where you have an abusive husband, he's hitting you, he's been violent, please separate. If you feel like he needs to go for counseling or take anger management classes or therapy or whatever the case may be, let him do that from afar. Let there be an assessment. Let them give like a report saying that, okay, oh, this person has done the therapy and they've seen improvements, and you should even move back in temporarily. And if he shows any signs of wanting to do that again, then you might want to walk away. You might want to walk away forever. The reason I'm saying that is because for you as a human being, it affects your psychology. You start feeling less of yourself. You get into this habit where you even become addicted to the abuser. So you don't even want to leave. You're just going back and forth. Oh, today I've left, today I go back. Because there's something that does to your mind when you're constantly in a system of abuse. It becomes an addiction. Also, if you have children, do you know what that's doing to them? It is creating a pattern for them in their life. So if you have a son and he sees, oh, my dad is hitting my mom, then he feels, okay, it's okay for me to do that when I grow up. And if you have a girl, she feels, oh, it's okay for me to stay with a man when he's hitting me. These are things that you're doing. You're traumatizing these kids. It is better that you leave, run fast as you can away. There's always another way to survive. Even if this man is helping you out financially, go to your church, cry to your pastor, speak out. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, don't say anything, oh, respect your husband, cover up, keep your marriage, safe. Don't cover your husband's bum. Please, there is nothing to cover because your life is at stake. This woman's story was so painful to me because I love her music so much. I've been blessed, especially by Eko Eme. That song was just so powerful. And just to see how, everything just derailed, just to see how she just left untimely. This is something that could have been avoided. I don't even want to go into details of I don't know, but I'm just here to advise you. And I know this video is not as bubbly as I usually, will be, or it's not as interesting as whatever, but this is something that's in my heart. If you're in an abusive relationship as a single person, there is no reason why you should be there. Leave. If he's abusing you emotionally, physically, psychologically, whatever, we leave. If you're in an abusive marriage, you need to separate and get help. Let him get help from afar. You don't have to be in the same vicinity. God will provide for you. Don't let the devil use that. Oh, I'm financially unstable. God finds a way of providing. He will provide. Take that leap of faith. Run to safety. Save your children, because the truth is that if you leave them there, and let's say you even survive, you're raising kids who are going to be, monsters. Like you're raising a man who will be a monster to his potential wife in the future if you don't do anything about it. I've said so much. I just really hope you learn one or two things. If you know anybody that's in an abusive relationship, please speak to them, help them, go above and beyond to ensure that they leave that relationship, because also we are brothers keepers, as believers. Let's help one another. I just pray for her kids, and I pray for her family that they will be comforted at this time, because it's truly heartbreaking. I'm a stranger and I feel so sad. I feel so so down. I just feel like, oh my God, this could have been avoided. I don't even know how she and her family will feel on the other hand. So again, please, if you're in an abusive relationship, there's absolutely no reason for you to stay. And people say, oh, God hates divorce. Yes, God hates divorce, and he doesn't want people to divorce, because in the beginning, when he made marriage, it was for eternity. However, God loves you and wants you to be alive. He loves you and wants you to be alive. So if walking away from a marriage that will kill you is the answer, God will not hate you.